trying to reach for the will of God. In this time, let me encourage you, reach for the will of God. And if you don't understand it, I've been up and down on this thing. I was given an amazing sign from God, an undeniable event. And I still fumbled around with being a good and faithful servant, let alone a co-creator. I've let a lot of things go, but I felt like I had to experience and see how it goes with that, because everything I've heard and been fed in my life has turned out to be inaccurate, to be kind, and then sometimes outright mind controlling programming, from a at least an unconscionable position, if not an evil position. So behave, be brave, and be kind. But let's get this done. Okay? Love and kindness is not letting something go because it's going to be very upsetting to deal with it. It's when you become willing to deal with it in love, because you know that when we do, that miracles happen from these things instead of pushing forward the same old stuff. I need you. I don't need you to come up and clap me on the back. I need you to love you, to be your friend, to find your purpose, to be true to thine self, to thine own self be true. Those aren't my words. My mama gave me those words, and those weren't her words. But they're very good words, especially when you find out that there's two of us here. There's Fred, the being, the biological creature, and there's Fred the spirit. And both of us know who we are. And the thing is that I Fred the body, knows that sometimes the spirit will go on without me. And we've been told in our stuff that, I do believe that our spirit, I believe that I've been born, just not again this time. I believe that I've been born in and out of forever. I don't know a time that I haven't loved God. I don't know a time that I haven't just cherished Jesus Christ and what he did for everything, and everywhere. To come into a hostile territory where there's already crucifying people and slaving them and doing it out in the open, slave markets and the whole doggone deal. And he came down and he experienced us. And he was shown and told time and time again who he was. So unlike you and I, who, we can fudge it over to the next guy, it's set squarely on his shoulders. And he did it with a style and a grace. It's absolutely divine. So divine that I understand, even in heaven, they bow to his name and they call out his glory somehow. Okay? And I believe that. I have to believe that, because it's the truth. If I didn't know it, that'd be one thing. But I've been blessed. Every one of you who personally know me, I am so blessed to have known you. I needed you at that time that I knew you. Even if I didn't use what we gathered at that time, it has come to serve me later. So anyway, I need everyone to know the reason I have not and will not ever give up is because there is a ritual form of SACRIFIC where Children are uh, crucified, and their life's energy and their magic, in essence, is attempted to be stolen. And this is very real. And the power structure here, it has, in my lifetime, fomented itself in so many aspects of our life that we were just running on a program that was not our own. Understand, the difference between us and them is we are programmers. They are programmed. They have no wiggle room. They have sold away for things that cannot be held. You know, they're forever. And the only reason it's so is because they really believe that. They've made blood, oaths, and bonds, and everything you can. They've broken every kind of covenant that we have. They've done everything to separate us from us. So, I guess it's a crossroads. And I can tell you, as far as using drugs to get away from it, I was born in the 1950s, so I was growing up in the 60s and entering adulthood in the 70s, and never made it. Don't misunderstand me. I'm a child. Been a child all my life. I hope to stay one. It's hard for me to sit at the table with adults because they're talking about things that we cannot change, or things that are vexing us, or in the best of times, we're talking about the good old times when we were doing what we're talking about now. I want to be doing what we're talking about when we get old, and I'm just not there yet. Been taking a lot of your time right here, right now, but I'll tell you what, I'm just am so grateful for every moment of reaching out, because that's when God reaches back to me. And I know that it looks real tough here from time to time, but I'm blessed, and I hope that I can share, and my life is worth it. My brother-in-law, E.H. Hal Roberts, a great man, looked at me when I was up there to take care of my sister, and he was the one dying. And he said to me, Fred, the only thing we've ever asked of you is to be worth it. And when he said that, I realized that in 1967, when I came out to Washington, when we were first having our first chat, that it's just he and I was laying at his feet. He would read the paper, and I was reading what he would finish. And he said, Fred, your mom, your dad, and all of us, we just want you to be worth it. And that's what I'm attempting. That's what my goals are. And to some extent, that's what I've been doing. Even though they can pile up my F-ups, I'm sure it'll reach the sky. I'm sure they can find out and bring exposure to every time that I was not mindless and saying things to be cute or to make others laugh or to work off the consciousness of the crowd, and was unkind or stupid or obtuse. I'm sure. And if that's the way they want to play it that way. I just want to do my best to stay in the stay in the now as a representative of what my concept of serving a entity that's greater than ourselves, yet completely ourselves, that's smaller than any microscope can zoom in on, and still great detail beyond imagination, to a scale much larger than we can conceive. And then to be all of that in consciousness at the same time. Now, I don't know if that's an artificial intelligence by our definitions. I don't know what God is, to be exact, except I know that God's currency is love, patience, kindness, goodness, and at times righteousness. Right now, with all my heart, I encourage you to choose peace, to choose a new now, to ask Jesus Christ to come into your life. Because I'm a Christian, I would encourage you to start at the book of Matthew, chapter 6, and just skim over it, then read it, and then do it. I'm getting a call. Much love. This is Fred, Flag Bearer, out.